happened? The tide turned and the Amalekites would begin to win. They saw this happen over and over again until finally Aaron and Hur caught on what was going on, and they took Moses, they set him on a boulder, and in turn they came along on either side of them. They lifted up his hands, and in turn, here's what happened. They won the battle. Battle led by a man who was nothing more than a slave, fought by men who were nothing but slaves. They won the battle. Isn't that interesting? Power of God unleashed when Moses went boldly before the throne of grace and said, God, we need your help because we can't win this battle otherwise. The next time you see Joshua, you don't see him again until all of a sudden he appears in a very interesting place. Moses has been called up Mount Sinai, where he's going to meet face to face with God. And after 40 days, all of a sudden he hears something going on down below where all the people are, and he says to God, I need to go. This is the Frank version of it. I need to go down. And so consequently, he starts down the mountain, and halfway down, all of a sudden, in the scripture, you find him talking to someone, and you wonder, who in heaven's name is he talking to? You know who he's talking to? Joshua. And the interesting thing is, if you read this in context, what you find is that Joshua has gone halfway up the mountain with Moses, and he has stayed there for the last 40 days. Just waiting. Most of us can't wait for 5 or 10 days, can we? But Joshua waits for 40 days. While Moses is on the mountain, face to face with God. Then you don't see Joshua again until this next instant. And this one just touches my heart. Moses wanted to be face to face with God. And so consequently what he did was he built a tent, what he called a tent of meeting. It was outside of the camp. And in turn, he would go there to meet with God. And when he'd go in the tent, the cloud that they had followed, the presence of God, representative of the presence of God, would come down and settle on that tent, and he would go into that tent and he would meet with God face to face. And when he was done meeting with God, he would get up and leave, the cloud would rise, and the Bible says this, in the back of the tent sat Joshua. It was almost as if he just wanted to have that meeting with God. And then you get to the first chapter of Joshua, and all of a sudden, this man who's been in all of these instances, like a second in command, a right-hand man to Moses, all of a sudden he is named as the leader of the Israelite people. 2 to 3 million people. And his responsibility is going to be to take these 2 to 3 million people into the promised land. And God speaks to Joshua in that first chapter. He says these words, be strong and courageous. He doesn't say it once, he says it 3 times. Be strong and courageous. Do not be terrified. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. Don't be discouraged, Joshua. Don't be overwhelmed, Joshua. Because God says to him, I'm going to go with you. Folks, I am here to tell you this morning, God desires to go with you, wherever you're going to go. But here's the reality. You can come boldly before the throne of grace, and in turn you can enter into this union, this communion, this relationship with God. And you can come boldly into the presence of the Almighty, and He is going to hear. Again, not for your petty desires, but for the reality of honoring Him and blessing Him. That's a powerful word, isn't it? Here's what Joshua faces. He's going to lead 2 to 3 million people across the Jordan. And the Bible tells us that the Jordan is a flood stage. How are you going to get 2 to 3 million people across the Jordan River? That's an impossibility. There's no way he could do that. On the other side of the Jordan River, there is a city. It's a fortress. Walls 10 foot high on the outer walls, and the inner walls are some 30 feet high. 6 feet thick. How in heaven's name is he ever going to take the city? With a bunch of people that are nothing more than former slaves. Joshua cries out to God. Here's what God tells him to do. Basically, what Joshua is looking at, he can't do what he's been called to do in and of his own strength and in and of his own ability. So God has a plan. You see, God is never without a plan. God says to Joshua, have your men, have the Levites, have them go and have them take up the Ark of the Covenant. What was the Ark of the Covenant? It was simply a box overlaid with gold, representative of the very presence of God. Take that box that had been held in the Holy of Holies, located in the very center of the march. Every time they move, in the very center of the camp, as they camp, you take that box, the very presence of God, and in turn, have the Levites carry that box into the floodwaters of the Jordan River, put their feet in the water, and then watch what happens. And then you will be able to march the 2 to 3 million people over a dry riverbed. Wow. Joshua, you don't have the ability to do that. And he knew that. He understood that. They walked over on dry ground. I don't know how many of you here have you ever walked across a stream? It's not dry ground in the stream bed. It's not dry ground when there's a river, a flood stage. Not dry ground. But God heard the cry of Joshua, a bold cry. And then he gets on the other side, and now he's facing the city of Jericho, that fortress city. How in heaven's name is he going to take that city? Amen. And he's out walking at the foot of the walls one night, and he has an encounter with this individual who identifies himself as the captain of the Lord's army. As most people think that was Jesus in the Old Testament. What's called a Christophany. Jesus appearing in the Old Testament. And in turn, this individual told Joshua, you're standing on holy ground. And then he began to lay out a plan. Because Joshua knew that he could not possibly take that city and destroy it. His plan? Very simply, march around the city one time each day for the next 6 days. Your army made up of 600,000 men, plus the Ark of the Covenant. Blow the horns, you say nothing. The soldiers say absolutely nothing. And then on the 7th day, you simply take the same march and you march around that city 7 times. And then watch what happens. They do exactly what they were told. And in turn, what transpires is these walls that are so thick that men can walk on the top of the walls. These walls come down, and the soldiers are able to run into the city. And they are commanded to destroy everything in the city. Every single person, every single animal. They are just told to destroy the city, to burn it to the ground. Take only that which is valuable and take it out and put it in the treasury of the Lord. Possible. But the story doesn't stop here. Joshua's had 2 great victories. The next victory, he's going to learn a very valuable lesson. Here is what he's going to learn. If you are going to have a victory, you need to come boldly before the throne of grace. You need to admit your weakness. You need to admit you can't. You need to admit that you need the Lord God Almighty. Because you can't face it on your own. That's what Joshua learned. Joshua had just seen the waters part of the Red Sea. He had just seen the walls of Jericho come tumbling down. And And now he looks at the next battle. It's going to be in a place called Ai. Not a fortress city. Not a city that cannot be easily conquered. As a matter of fact, he sends in spies. The spies come back and say, you can send them an army of about 3,000 men and you'll be fine. So that's what he does. Doesn't consult God. He sends up the army. And they're defeated. 36 men are lost out of the 33,000. And Joshua comes back to God and he says, God, falls on his face before God. And God says, there's sin in your camp. And you must address the sin in your camp. You see, he could have been spared that defeat if he'd only come before God. Wow. But so often what happens is that we don't come boldly before the throne of grace because we think we've got it all together. We think we know everything there is to know. God says, no. Enter into my presence. Come boldly. The sin is routed out, by the way. The sin is destroyed. It's a man who was violated what God had told the children of Israel to do. He's taken valuable stuff and he's hidden it away. He's destroyed. He's killed. And Joshua, now what do we do now? God says, now you can go, you can destroy the city of Ai. That's exactly what happens. The story continues. The story continues to where all of a sudden the city of Ai is destroyed, but now a group of people called the Gibeonites. They know their days are numbered. They know they're doomed. They know that their cities are going to be destroyed. They know that it's over for them. And so consequently they decided they were going to deceive Joshua and the Israelites. And so consequently they put together a deception. They know that the Israelites are only concerned about one area of land, do not concern anything beyond the boundaries of that area. And so consequently what they do is they determine that they're going to go to the Israelites, they're going to deceive them by making believe that they're from out of the area, and in turn they are going to make it appear by their clothing, by the food that they have, by the wine that they're carrying, by everything possible. They're going to deceive the Israelites. They go to Joshua, and once again, Joshua learns another lesson. Don't take anything at face value. Be careful. And what happens? Once again, they believe the deception. They accept the lie. They don't consult God. And they are deceived. They realize that these people actually only live 19 miles from them. Only 19 miles. And in turn, they're not who they seem to be. So Joshua says, okay, we'll make a covenant with you, but the covenant has to be kept. And when they learn that they've been deceived, now all of a sudden, they've got a covenant they've got to keep. And Joshua confronts them and says, okay, you deceived us, you lied to us, and Joshua says, you will now be our slaves. And they're okay with that because they're going to live. But Joshua has been deceived, and Joshua did not call upon God. Next thing that transpires is simply this. The king of Jerusalem, most of the cities at that point in time in the Promised Land were city-states, and they were kings. And the king of Jerusalem determined that he was going to stop these Israelites, and he had to do it now, because what's going to happen is these Israelites are going to go right across the country. They're going to separate the country, the north from the south, and the country is going to be defeated. And so the king of Israel, or the king of Jerusalem, the king of Jerusalem bands together 4 other kings, and in turn, they begin to wage war on the Gibeonites. Soldiers. They think they can defeat the Gibeonites. Once they defeat the Gibeonites, they can defeat the Israelites, and they will stop this. And so, Israel has no other choice, Joshua has no other choice, but to stop this invasion of the Gibeonite territory. Gibeon calls out to them, you must come. And so consequently they make a forced march. You know what a forced march is? A forced march, they are marching, going to march all night long. Now here's the problem. They're marching from a place called Gilgal, below sea level. and they're going to the place called Gibeon, which is above sea level, 2,400 feet above sea level. And so consequently, they're going to have to make a march 3,300 feet up. Not straight up, but up. And they get there, they defeat the kings, they put them on the run, and the army begins to escape, they begin to run. The hailstones are sent down from heaven, and in turn, the army is killed by more hailstones than it is by the Israelites. Okay? And Joshua realizes this. Daylight is running out. We've got a problem. And here is the crux of this message. Joshua prays a very bold prayer. Listen to this. Joshua prays to God in the presence of Israel. Listen to this. O sun, stand still over Gibeon. O moon, over the valley of Ajalon. So the sun stood still. What does that mean? The day was lengthened. They were running out of sunlight. They're not going to run out of any more sunlight. Talk about a bold prayer. Would you dare to pray that prayer? Listen to what happens. The sun stopped in the middle of the sky and delayed going down about a full day. There has never been a day like it before or since. A day when the Lord listened to a man. A day that the Lord listened to a man. A man who had been a slave. A bold prayer. Commanding the day to lengthen. I looked at that and I thought, wow, what is there to learn from that? Well, I thought, first of all, have there ever been any other experiences, any other instances in Scripture? And the answer is absolutely. How about the rolling back of the Red Sea? How about the rolling back of the Jordan waters? How about the defeat of Jericho? How about water coming forth from a rock when it's hit? How about food in the form of birds flying in and filling the ground, quail? How about how about manna, or this wafer of a thing that appears on the ground every morning so they've got enough to eat? Are those answers to bold prayers? How about fire coming down out of heaven? How about a boy, a mere boy, taking a slingshot and defeating a giant? How about we move into the New Testament? Men being raised from the grave as in Lazarus. How about a young boy being raised up to once again be with his widowed mother? How about lepers being healed? How about sight being regained because of the power of Jesus? How about someone being raised up out of the grave? Amen. Bold prayers. How about a man called Martin Luther, the reformer, the Reformation, the one who led the Reformation? That's the only reason we're here this morning, is because of the Reformation. He had a friend by the name of Friedrich Myconius. He was dying. Luther heard that he was dying, and so he wrote a letter to Friedrich, and he said, "You dare not die. I still need you. I still need you in this Reformation." And he says, you dare not die. As a matter of fact, you dare not die, and I will even believe that you're going to live longer than I. History tells us. Upon receipt of that letter, Myconius rised up out of his deathbed. And he continued to live. History tells us that he even lived 2 months longer than Martin Luther did. Or how about the story of John Wesley? John Wesley is on a ship. He's sailing for the United States from England. And a terrible storm comes up. And the storm in turn blows the ship off course. Wesley, knowing that he had to be in the United States, slips to his knees and he begins to pray. He Gets up, sits back in his chair. A man by the name of Adam Clark is in the cabin with him. He's intrigued, so he goes up on deck. Here's what he finds. Calm winds. The ship on course. While John Wesley sits in his cabin, knowing that this is what transpires. Bold prayers. Bold prayers. Coming boldly before the throne of grace. Bold prayers that would, in turn, defeat an enemy who didn't want you to be here this morning. Bold prayers that tried to interfere with a service this morning. Bold prayers saying you have no place here whatsoever. You have no place here. Saying you have no place in the lives of each of these individuals. You have no power over their lives. Because they're children of the living God. If I went around this room, how many of you would have to say, I don't belong here. I don't deserve to be in this room. I don't deserve to be a child of the living God. But you prayed a bold prayer when you said, Lord, come into my life. And you and I can pray bold prayers for those people that we don't think would ever be saved. The hopeless. The possibility of an 89-year-old woman coming to know the Lord. Statistics tell us that is totally impossible. And yet, at the age of 89, Sharon and I led my mother to the Lord. Impossible! But God is able. God is able to do more than what we could ever imagine, hope, or think. I think the interesting thing is, we often are told that we can only pray if we know the right way to pray. We have to have the right words, the right understanding. I would say that's bunk. Why would I say that? Well, I look at what Joshua prayed. He prays, sun, stand still, moon, stand still. Are you kidding me, Joshua? What are you praying? You see, he didn't understand. He didn't realize scientifically that the earth revolves around the sun. He did not have a clue that the moon was revolving around the earth. He didn't understand that the earth is tilted on its axis. He didn't understand that if the earth stood still, or if anything stood still, the earth in turn would be flung off into the cosmos. God didn't care. And God really doesn't care if you have the right words at the right time. He doesn't care if you understand every iota of what you're concerned about. Because this God, you see, is more concerned that in turn his people see and understand his power. Amen? Amen? God doesn't end there. It doesn't end there. We have to come to grips with the reality of this. The Creator controls the creation. The creation does not dictate to the Creator. The creation is controlled by the Creator. It was God who spoke everything into existence. It was God who formed the animals and man with his own hand. It was God in turn who holds the earth in its orbit. It's God. And so with that in mind, you and I have the privilege of entering into his presence and saying, God, there's no other way. There's no other way that we can see the victory in this instance except for your intervention. Except for you being faithful once again. It's God and his power. It's God and his power that can break whatever there was in this place this morning. It's God. It's God when we can boldly come before his throne of grace and say, Father, I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening in my life. I don't know what's happening in this place. I don't know what's happening in our circumstances. But I know this, that you are able. Amen. You are able to do the work. You are able to give us the victory. I don't know what's happening in your situation. I could help you if I did. But I know this. I know the one who understands, and the one who is able, and the one who I can boldly come before and say, Father, you are able. You are able to do what I can't do. Folks, can I encourage you this morning? Put aside those feelings of unworthiness. Put aside the fears. Put aside those things that keep you from coming boldly into the throne, before the throne of grace. Put aside those things. Put aside. You are worthy to stand before the King of Kings. Amen. Amen? You are worthy. You have the privilege and the right. You can be a Joshua. You can come into his presence. Again, not for your petty desires, but for that which will bring glory and honor to the one who deserves all of our glory and all of our honor. We can come into his presence. And you know something? He is going to listen to you. He hears your cry. He understands your circumstances. He understands that you are incapable of doing what needs to be done. He understands. He is not going to leave you. He's not going to forsake you. He's not going to turn his back on you. He is not going to write you off. He understands. Pastor, did you understand what was happening here this morning?
I do not. I didn't.
I didn't either.
Craziest thing.
But all I know is this. The God that we serve, desires to be honored and glorified. The God that we serve does not want you to go leave this place defeated and discouraged and overwhelmed. He wants you to be strong and courageous. He wants you to go forth, and he wants you to be his representative to that community out there. I'm here to tell you, why can't this place be filled with people every single Sunday? Both services. Why can't this community be brought to the Lord? Is there a drug problem in Watertown? I ask that with tongue in cheek. Are there problems in Watertown that you can't solve? Absolutely. And Pastor Derek can't solve. But the reality is we don't want to do it. Do you have a relative, maybe not 89 years old, but has a hard heart? Captive can be set free. Do you have a relative with a physical need? A friend? I received an email yesterday from a cousin of mine. She said, by the way, the cousin is 86 years old. She wrote to me. Spent a time with her. I lost my husband, which I knew. I lost 3 other relatives and 2 friends. And we could chalk that up as being an old woman. I'm going to write back to her and say, we've been praying for you. And God understands. But God is still in control. Amen. And God is on the throne. And the answer for you is in him. The answer for you this morning is in him. You have the power. You don't have to leave here defeated and discouraged. We don't have to look at the service and say, oh, what happened here? It doesn't make any difference. Because God is honored. Amen? Amen. His name is lifted high. And whatever your circumstance, whatever your situation, God can still be honored. You may not be able to control it. You may not be able to do it, but God can. Stand to your feet if you would. We're going to pray. Again.